I'm just looking at that first slide and thinking, I cannot believe that in about 36 hours or something, I'll be on a beach like that. And after the reason I'm going to Jamaica for this training week is because I should have gone to Paphos in March 2020 for a course where after we'd done a certain number of bookings, having started in January, they try and send you early on this training thing, and I've ended up going over 3 years later. So yeah, very much looking forward to it. And don't pull faces, Matt. But no, we'll be doing a lot of training, but we will have a couple of days off. So I will tell you all about it afterwards. And if you want any information while I'm there, just shout while I'm there. So let's see if am I. There we are. So I'm trying to focus on winter, because a lot of people, yes, some might be looking forward towards summer holidays, and that's good, and there's free child places and so on, but there's an awful lot of other types of holidays that people can book with us. So skiing, Crystal, Ingham's, even skiing in Lapland as well. And there's a lot of deals, a lot of offers. So, and we're always the same price as if you go online, especially as I don't think some of the dodgier companies tend to do much skiing. It tends to be the big boys like the Inghams and the Crystals, and where it's all properly packaged and it's all good. So winter sun, some people still go for the winter sun, Canaries, Madeira. I've got an inquiry for two old ladies, two late 70s. And when I was messaging with their daughter yesterday, arranging a call today, I mentioned Madeira because they didn't want to go too far. And the lady's mum said, no, it's too boring. Too old and boring. But apparently she lived in Dubai, so I think I need to think again. She's probably quite a lively lady. So Lapland as well. It's not just about Santa. We do get a lot of people, and I would say this year is pretty much sold out. Next year is selling well. Once this Christmas is over, the year after we'll start selling. It's amazing how it goes. You can do day trips, you can go for 2 nights, 3 nights, 4 nights. And I have some friends who last year they cancelled a ski holiday, or they postponed a ski holiday the year before, and then they decided they didn't really want to ski much, but they wanted to do the husky stuff and um the sleighs and the skidoos and all that sort of stuff. So we swapped it through Ingham's to go to Lapland, and they went for a whole week with their grown-up sons who we know, and they loved it so much that they then just did a smaller summer holiday, and they booked again. They came back, and literally at the airport they were messaging me going, can we go again? We want to go again. So they'll do a little bit of skiing whilst they're there, and you can do sledging and all sorts. So it's probably something that people haven't really thought about, but it's a lovely holiday. And you've a lot more chance of seeing the Northern Lights from way up there in Finland than you have if you go to Iceland. Got people who go to Iceland, even if they go in December and January, they're not necessarily going to see the Northern Lights. So, yeah, it's something to bear in mind. Christmas markets, you can do these on a city break. You can, I've got a friend who's looking at Budapest, which you can see here. All sorts of cities have Christmas markets, so it's a good excuse to go and have a nice little. It can just be a shopping weekend, really, can't it, with a twist? Berlin, another good city. We get some really good deals there, some fabulous hotels. I'd love to go back there. I haven't been for years. UK breaks, we can do those as well. Be it Seaside, London, and this company, Great Little Breaks, we, same as with things like Jet2 and Chewy, we price match down, as in we match the online price. With certain suppliers, we always have parity anyway, with all our cruisers and with Ingham's and certain other suppliers, Kuoni and so on. This Great Little Breaks, what's good about them is we're the same price as them, and they are always cheaper than if you go direct to a hotel. So if you're ever going away with work, maybe, or you just want a really good value UK break, Either let us have a look on Great Little Breaks, or you do, and you say which one you want, because it's amazing. They really are good. And we've got people who are frequent bookers for all sorts of fancy holidays, but they also do a number of Great Little Breaks in the UK as well. And you'll see them on TV sometimes. Now that I've said it, hopefully you'll see them. They're great company. You can do Christmas markets and things by going on river cruises. With river cruises, in a way, it's like any kind of cruise. You see lots of places and you only unpack once. So I would describe them as a series of city breaks. The cruise that we did as a training cruise recently, we did Hamburg, Le Havre, and Rotterdam. Rotterdam's gorgeous. In fact, I love them all. And some routes of that's an ocean cruise, but some routes of that do Zeebrugge as well. So you can go to Bruges. Oh, somebody's ringing. Hopefully Tim's got that. Northern Lights. So you can go for places like Iceland. I really will go there one day. I haven't shared it on Facebook because I've just been a bit too busy, but I had an offer last night. It was from Manchester or Scotland, Glasgow, but it was literally for under £600 a head for 4 nights in Iceland. So if you know of anybody who wants a really good deal break for Iceland for next winter, then yeah, get in touch. We get them frequently. It's not cheap when you're there, but you can just book 2 or 3 of the main excursions and yeah, just enjoy the break. This Northern Lights Promise comes with cruises with Hurtigruten. They're not plush ships. When we've done training on them, they talk about them as cruising for the non-cruisers. So it's not a case of getting dressed up and for dinner and this sort of thing. They're more basic, but they're still decent. But what they do is they really go to out of the way places. And because of this Northern Lights Promise, if you do a 10-night cruise with them, 10-night minimum, and you don't see the Northern Lights, you will get a free week's cruise. Because what they do is they divert the ship. They will do what they can to try and get you to see the Northern Lights. So if that is your mission, then they're a good company to book with. So yeah. And so here I've put some of you, when you've spoken to me, will have heard about peak booking period, which is January and February and a little bit into March. It's when most people book their holidays. They're all sitting around watching TV, Christmas, and the adverts start, don't they? The Boxing Day adverts, and it seems to start sooner every year. We find that we get really stretched then, as are our suppliers. It can take ages to get through, and we end up with 2 or 3 phones on hold, and then of course everyone answers at once. But what I would say is, you all know, I hope, that availability decreases as prices increase. So I've just quoted somebody on New York yesterday, and I've been quoting him since August. And even though I've shopped around about 3 suppliers, everything's just gone up a few £100 because the planes are selling and he wants to go early January. So I would say, like I put there, if you want anything time consuming, try and speak with us, November, December, or maybe March onwards. Obviously, we won't turn things away, but people that we know and that we can be straight with, we try and say, just help us by trying to avoid peaks. And the 11-month rule is really, really good. If you want a good price, especially it's mainly for anything that involves long haul flights. We like to talk to people about a year ahead, and then we start discussing the types of things they want, and then we try and quote just as these flights are released, and then we get them by far and away the best price we can, because usually the flight is the biggest part of the cost. So yeah, if you know of anyone who's got a bucket list trip, or just some kind of long haul trip in mind, tell them not to leave it till 3 months before, because they're just going to be paying a few £100 more probably. So yeah, referrals, bread and butter. So I've mentioned capital city breaks. New York is great as well. We get some amazing deals for that, and Vegas too. Some people even go to places like South Africa for a city break. I've covered a fair few of those. Yep. Keep listening out for family holidays. We can get the free child places by booking early. And some people get really frustrated because we quote them and then they come back to us maybe a week or two later because we don't hassle them. And then they go, oh, it's gone up. And I say, yeah, because the free child place is gone. Those free child places are the airline seats. And once they've gone, they've gone. And then it might go up £500 or £600 easily. Bear us in mind for ski breaks, and people may be wanting winter golf breaks off to America, or planning them for spring for Portugal or Turkey. I'm nearly done on time, aren't I? UK cruises are getting popular. I'm looking at Vicky's eyes. Hens and stags abroad. We will do them, but they're a pain in the bum. So, but we will do them. We love honeymoons abroad. We do wedding fairs, but we find that the personal, yes, we build a connection when we're there, but it can mean an awful lot of phoning and people not answering. So the personal connection and passing us around to friends and connections is much better. Safaris we do, island hopping, touring is popular. Some people like to go as they get a bit older. Maybe they want to go around, but they want to go by coach and they want the easy life. And the last slide, wedding abroad. We've had one or two potentials and they've not quite come off. Bucket lists, any kind of big, I want to do that and I've always wanted to do it type thing, like the Maldives and so on. Back-to-back cruises, one day we might get one. Frequent business traveller, maybe there are some of those now, I'm not so sure anymore. Golf breaks, Formula One, anyone who wants to go to something that's high quality, a long duration, or a bigger number of passengers, or if they travel abroad a lot and they understand the benefits of a package travel regulations of a fully protected package, and they value personal service. They're who we want, not someone who's doing a race to the bottom and can you match love holidays. So yeah, thank you, that's me.